Hey Cancer, welcome to Higher Source Tarot. So glad you found me. This is your October 2019 reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs in Cancer. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my page. I am going to use the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. I use this deck because it's the most recognizable deck. There's a lot of great decks out there. The cards and the meanings are the same, but the pictures can be dramatically different. And one of the things I like about this is if you know your cards, you may interpret something a little differently because you know your story. So you might be able to recognize the cards and take a little spin away from it. And that can be harder to do when you're looking at really unfamiliar pictures while trying to connect the cards in your head. So anyway, it's one of the oldest decks around. It's a classic. I like it. I don't do reversals because I don't need to do them. I've been reading tarot for about 20 years. That's not to put anybody down that likes reversals. I think if you like it that way, do it that way, but you can get enough of a message just with upright cards. So I think it's just cleaner and simpler. At the end, I'm gonna haul out this guy. It's the Wild Offering Oracle deck, and every reading I'm going to give you some kind of an oracle card just as a clarifier, and that's what I'm going to be doing for this month. So I'll do videos for monthlies, and then I'll do once a week, do another video for you. I've had a pretty good shuffle on the cards already, but we're going to do a little bit more on camera. So what's going on for Cancer? October 2019 for Cancer. Cancer. My friends. Cancers. Cancerians. All right, that feels good. Just so you know, in addition to reading tarot, I'm also a fully licensed therapist. I have a macro license and a clinical license, which just means macro means I can run a big agency. Clinical obviously means I can treat people and do some diagnostic work. So as I do the readings, a lot of times I will give you offerings of things I've learned as a therapist. So a little bit of free therapy. I've been asking kind of a question of the month. If anybody out there knows anything about medical billing, do you think it'd be billable to incorporate tarot into a therapy session? I'm going to guess no, but if you think differently, you let me know. You comment down below. All right. Boy, I had this for somebody else earlier. It might have been Taurus or maybe even Aries. So the heart of the matter is interesting. The Knight of Cups with the Page of Swords. Here we have the Eight of Pentacles, so we're working hard. The Seven of Cups. The Star card here, I like that. Ooh, the Magician. I love the Magician. Love to see that. Injustice. This is looking very interesting, Cancer. Not sure who this is for, but I would tell you if you've kind of been screwed over by somebody, things are going to be changing in your favor for sure. All right, so the heart of the matter, you've got this Page of Swords, and the swords are obviously air, and just kind of an overview here. I see a lot of air in your reading, a lot of air in the reading, actually. Earth, there's water here too, and fire too. So it could be any sign really, but definitely at the heart of the matter, you've got this Page of Swords. So this swords... The Knight and the Queen are good communicators. They can speak their mind very clearly. The Page, not so much. The Page is not a good communicator, and he tends to come in fast and say things that don't need to be said or are very damaging to a situation. So somewhere along the way, communication either has happened that's caused a rift or is going to happen that could be problematic, but I think it's really already happened and it's been a problem. And then you have this Knight of Cups, and he's coming in. His horse is kind of coming to, he's slowing down, even though he's a knight, and the horse, as you see, is almost coming to a stop, but he is bringing an offer here. So it could be something where you've had something tumultuous in a relationship, but there is going to be some kind of an offer coming in or something to clear it up. And down here, you're just working away. So whatever was going on there, the heart of the matter, you may have been focused on your money with these pentacles. So you see this guy, and he's got his head down. He's kind of just so driven and focused, not worried about anything else. You can see in the backdrop there's this, little bird and castle in the back with a bridge and a path. So it's like he's working on his path. He's working on his coins and just maybe not really too concerned about a relationship. So if you've been in something and you're kind of like, yeah, I do care, but I need to be doing this other thing right now, that certainly could be you. It could be the other person too. And here with the Seven of Cups, this is somebody who's not been living in reality. That could be you, it could be the other person, where they're kind of in a fantasy land and they're just not having a lot of clarity. But good news, clarity is coming. So if this is you and you're thinking, yeah, I've had some confusion about the relationship, it could be related to work, like you're going, I just don't know if I have time for this right now. I don't really see myself being that interested. That could be part of it. The Star is about investing in yourself. There's a lot of movement in the card. It's a very pretty card. It's kind of like taking maybe even a spa day for yourself or taking care of yourself in some way. This card also too can bring renewed hope and vigor and things like that. It's really nice to see that with the energy that's coming towards you, which is the Magician. Love the Magician. He's got that infinity sign above his head, and there's all this new growth around him, and he's got this pentacle on the table here. So the Magician always brings good fortune to many, many areas of your life. And for you, this is coming towards you. So it could be the work that you've been putting in here, you're going to manifest it. This is a great law of attraction card. This card, too, can signify, to start to work on manifesting, getting more intentional with what you are doing, like actually doing some processes, whether it's, if you notice or observe your own thinking and notice that you tend to have a lot of negative thoughts, that is a reflection of your vibration. So if you're into the law of attraction and manifesting and deliberately intending, and you're having a lot of negativity in your head, you're going to get that in your reality. So the other thing is too, is that's telling you where is your vibration. If it's negative thoughts, that's your vibration. So he's showing you to raise your vibration. That can be through meditation. It can be doing anything that's fun to you. If you like watching tennis matches, go watch tennis for a while. If you like listening to music, go listen to music. If you like petting your cat, go pet your cat. Do something that's not focused on whatever it is that you're trying to get. My feeling, though, with this is it's money related, that you've been interested in getting some stability and some things going on with your money, and that looks really good. Down here, this is you, and it's like justice will be served. So if there's something where you have been done wrong in a situation, it could be work related, where you're now coming into your power. Okay, these two are powerful cards together. It's a lot of clarity for sure. So if you've had some disillusionment back here, maybe there was something, even I keep getting work for some reason, more so than the love readings, which I know is probably why most people are listening to this. But if you had something where things they weren't as they appeared, that's going to be done. That's going to be done. And you are going to get very clear in your intentions, very clear about what you want, and those things you're going to be served. You're going to be served well. So the other one about clarity here is this King of Swords, and this can be the people around you. So certainly this person's a good communicator. They're blunt. They're to the point. They're not afraid to communicate, but it doesn't mean that he's going to be overly harsh. He can be harsh, but it doesn't have to be that way. It can certainly be just kind of clearing the air and getting past this, where the person, whoever this is, if it's you, if it's somebody around you that hasn't been realistic, is going to become realistic quickly. So these are very powerful cards. You're dealing with a lot of well, at least you've got at least four major arcana here, however you want to say it. I like arcana really better. I'm Midwest. So anyway, and then you're going to move into Judgment. And I love this card. I think it's really pretty, and the way that all the people are surrounding this angel with the big wings and the trumpet blaring, and they're all kind of raising their hands up like finally, right? So a decision's going to be made here. Could impact other people. Certainly if it's, it could be somebody who's waiting for a decision. These are all, you're talking right here, all about manifesting, making a decision, making things come to light. If there was anything that wasn't above board, you're going to take control of that situation. And then this guy comes in, that Knight of Swords, and he's certainly more mature than the Page of Swords. This Knight of Swords is going to bring quick communication, but he gets things done, definitely. So he comes charging in on his horse at full steam ahead. And so if there's been confusion and it's been causing kind of a stagnant energy, that's going to be cleared out. And you're going to have clarity of mind. You're going to have, and even these two together are kind of a nice compliment, because she softens some of the harshness of your cards your cards are just like no bullshit. They're very, take no prisoners, very no nonsense. So if you've been protective and kind of that Cancerian way, you're very nurturing, you're all about the family, and those are all wonderful traits, but sometimes, you might be prone to getting pushed around a little bit. And if that's the case, you are going to be stepping into your power here, and you're going to be taking action and clearing away what has not served you with all these swords. But it's going to be thoughtful. It's not going to be rash or impulsive. And even though you've got that Knight coming in, you've got the King here to balance that out and to kind of get rid of that hasty energy. And again, too, with the Magician, he's certainly not, what I would describe as hasty or rash in any way. If you've been dealing with somebody who's been kind of a trickster, the Magician will not be fooled by that trickster. They will not. The snakes in the cup and all that, they're no match for the Magician. So it's also kind of like fake it till you make it a little bit. But I think in this reading, it's more about if somebody's been trying to get the best of you, Cancer, that's going to be over. They're just not going to be able to do it, because you're going to be in your own power. You're going to, again, be taking care of yourself with the Star. And there's just hope for, you can let go of hope for a better past, because that never happens. When we start holding on to hope for a better past, we're always disappointed in the end. But if you've been doing that, you're going to let go of it. Oh my gosh! Hey, and here you are at the bottom of the deck. Who knew? I love this. So here's the Chariot. This is you, and just how regal and prominent this card is, right? And it's got the black and white to balance each other, because in life you need contrast. You need contrast in order to have expansion. And so you see in the background too the castle, and good things are definitely coming for you. You're going to stop putting up with anything that hasn't served you. The money's going to be there for sure. And, whatever you want can be yours. You can have, do, or be anything right here. You can have, do, or be anything with this Magician card. So let's get out the Wild Offering. That was a very straightforward reading, and a lot of it's because of the swords. And that's, I think part of it is, for me, before I do a reading, I meditate and really clear my mind and connect with spirit. And it's like the reading is even very no nonsense. It's going to be shorter, to the point. There's just not a lot to elaborate on. So if you've been stuck up in something that just hasn't seemed like it's been, like I said, above board or legitimate, you're going to see that. You're going to get very clear on that, and good things are going to come for you. So, yeah, anybody, like I said, that thought they were going to get one over on you is going to be quite surprised. So let's look at our Wild Offering guy. He's so cute, and he kind of softens this reading because it's a little bit hardcore. Quite frankly, if I was the one trying to screw around here, I'd be a little nervous. If I was a cross watcher and I knew this was about me, I would be kind of, putting my hands on top of my head and backing away because it's going to be done. I love this one. So it's just a very pretty card. Again, it kind of softens this overall energy here. And your card is abundance. Abundance. Divine Beloved, please show me how to feel fully deserving to receive. I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. I love that. So, so that's going to be you. You're going to be done putting up with anything that hasn't been honest and legitimate and trustworthy and stable. You're going to cut ties to all that, and you're going to bring in all of this abundance. So I love this too with the Magician. These two together are where you're going, and I think you're going to be really happy with the outcome on that. So Cancer, my friends, you keep going. I love you, and I so appreciate you tuning in to watch my channel and to watch this month's reading. Until we meet again.